Hello there, whoever makes dinner. Today we are going to make a cauliflower potato soup. So basically it's a healthier version of potato soup because the majority of it is cauliflower. Don't worry, you can't taste the cauliflower. It tastes just like potato soup. And this little girl's been a little bit cranky because she's not feeling good. So the only way to keep her from being super loud was to put her in my arms and let her be on the camera because she loves the camera. So here's a quick overview of the ingredients you're going to need. So there's really not a lot, as you can see. Behind all the ingredients is an immersion blender. You will need one of those, or you could use a large blender. We'll talk about that later. I will list the specifics of ingredients down below, but let's get into them quick. You will need a half a teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of pepper. As much shredded cheddar as you would like. I just shredded some that I had in the fridge. It's just for toppings, so you can choose to do as much as you want. You're also going to need 3 teaspoons of chives and then 2 tablespoons of sour cream. You don't have to add the sour cream, but I do think that it makes a big difference in the taste. The next ingredient will be 3 small to medium russet potatoes. Then you're going to need 1 small head of cauliflower. And then you're also going to need 1.5 cups of skim milk. Now, if you're not drinking milk, you can easily substitute this with unsweetened plain almond milk or coconut milk. And then the last thing you're going to need is 1.5 cups of chicken broth. Now, mine is a homemade chicken bone broth that I had frozen already, so that's why you see the little particles in it, because it was homemade. But you can easily just buy a thing of chicken broth at the store as well. You could also choose to just use vegetable broth as well if you're vegetarian, but I do think that the chicken broth gives it a lot more flavor, but there is also a vegetarian option if you're looking for one. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your 3 russet potatoes and poke a bunch of holes in them. Now for your potatoes, it really doesn't matter if they're like a little soft or maybe they have a little bit of bruising on them. I'm pretty sure mine do. It's not really a big deal as long as there's no mold on them. It's going to get all blended up anyway with the immersion blender, so it really doesn't matter. Okay, so after you're done poking holes in them, you're going to go ahead and put them in the microwave for 3 minutes and then flip them and put them in for another 3 minutes. So while your potatoes are cooking, you're going to go ahead and take your cauliflower and cut it up into small pieces. And you're going to go ahead and put all those small pieces into your stock pot. It doesn't matter, they don't have to be perfect, just cut them up small enough that it'll be easy for them to heat up and get tender. So once that is done, you're just going to take your pot and you're going to fill it with water so it's just over the cauliflower. So no measurement required, just so it's just covering it. And just put your stovetop on high to medium heat. So all you need to do to check tenderness is I just kind of come in here and I like poke them in the bottom, and you'll easily be able to tell when they're real tender. When they like start to cut easily, just using like a spatula like this, if it cuts in half, then you're ready. So I already removed the skin on one of these potatoes. They are still a little hot, but I'm hungry, so I'm not gonna wait until they completely cool. It's just a little more annoying because it gets stuck like that and you gotta pull it off. But you're just gonna skin all of these and then you're gonna chop them up into small pieces. While the potatoes were cooking, the cauliflower finished, so I went ahead and strained that and put it back into there. So now I'm just gonna add my skinned potatoes. So now I'm going to add the chicken broth. And I'm going to add the milk. So after you've added it, I just kind of rearrange it to make sure that it's as flat as possible, because this time it's not going to completely cover, and then I'm going to wait for that chicken broth and milk to come to a boil. Okay, so we are definitely boiling now. So this is something called an immersion blender. So mine's like super long, most of them are. This is actually pretty neat because this detaches, and I have like a bunch of different attachments for it. So like this is what you see that I put on top of my food processor, if you've ever seen me do that in our daily vlogs. So you do not need one of these. If you want, you can move all of this over into an actual like large blender, blend it up, and then put it back in here. It's just an extra step. So if you have an immersion blender, it's very handy. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this baby on and get to blending. So now I'm going to add in the salt and the pepper, my chives, and then the 2 tablespoons of sour cream. Now I do want to say that with those potatoes, I know some people are against microwaving things. You can easily cook them in a double boiler or in the oven. Whatever you prefer with your lifestyle, that's fine. Well, I did the fastest way possible, and that was microwave. I know it takes away some of the nutrients, but hey, moms don't really have all the time in the world. Can I get an amen? So we added all that. We're just gonna mix it up real good. Then I'm gonna put it back on the stovetop on super low, like the lowest you possibly can, probably for about 5 minutes. So after it's done, you can just put it in whatever bowl you want to serve it in, and then add a little bit of cheddar cheese. Normally I would add some turkey bacon, but we don't currently have any. And then you can just top it off with a few more chives, and you're ready to eat. So that is how I make my potato and cauliflower soup. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. So Ryan and I actually already ate because I wanted to make sure we got food in our stomach before I filmed the rest of this. But I wanted to let you guys know that after us having 2 bowls, there is about 2.5 of these left. So 1 of these and another one and a half another one. So that's like 2.5, actually it's like 3 meals. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know in the comments down below if you make it and what you thought. Don't touch it, it's hot. And I will see you guys next week as always. Bye.
Look at her, just keeps on getting better with her hand in mine. So we're walking by the shore, I've got something to say.